What's going on, guys? Rob from Heroes Avenue. Remember in my last video where I mentioned it was a good time to be a DC fan? Well, Warner Brothers disappoints yet again, and I might have to walk those comments back. While there is a lot of good things coming down the pipeline, in the last 12 hours, Variety, which is a very credible source, released this article about The Flash, the upcoming Flash solo movie. And I have to say, this movie, this is a movie that everyone is anticipating and is something that fans have been wondering why it hasn't gotten made yet. And this movie has gone through multiple directors who all of them keep leaving because of the dreaded creative differences excuse. And you know, with all the meddling that Warner Brothers has been reported to be doing behind the scenes in past movies, it's not a surprise. So when this article came out, it was like a punch in the gut, because I was so hyped for this movie, and everything seemed to be going very well, especially early on this year when John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein, directors of Game Night, were announced to be directing this movie. And it seemed like we finally got two solid directors who just directed a recently pretty funny movie in Game Night. A lot of people were looking at this movie and we're thinking positively. And only a few months ago, we got a little bit more of rumors and a mix-up and a little bit of worry because Kelsey Clemens, I think that was her name, who plays Iris West. Iris West, of course, was cut from the Justice League, from the Snyder Cut. She had mentioned that she didn't know when they were going to be starting, and that she thinks the director is locked down. So that raised a lot of eyebrows, but those were just rumors at the time, or that was something people were talking about and speculating about over in the past couple months. But now we have this article from Variety saying that the earliest it's probably going to release is 2021, and this is due to because that they're still tweaking the script a little bit, which is a good thing. They shouldn't go with the script they don't feel like is ready, but the problem is because Ezra Miller is such a busy guy, and he's a part of this little franchise called Fantastic Beasts. Of course, if you guys didn't know, that's a Harry Potter spinoff, and that movie is scheduled to start filming the third chapter in its series in July. So if a third chapter is being filmed, that means Ezra Miller is going to be having a schedule conflict, and having a schedule conflict means that you know, they are going to have to push this Flash movie back. And unfortunately, it is going to be eyeing now a 2021 release. A lot of people are now even speculating that this movie might not even happen, because how many movies has WB announced that are never going to see the light of day? There's too many to count. And while they're doing all this, they're announcing a bunch of movies that no one ever even asked for. It's just so frustrating. Ugh, I don't know who is really running the ship right now, because Walter Amada, I don't know if this is one of his decisions or if he has any part to play, but man, do something. You guys, the ship is sinking. And while we got all these great projects down the pipeline, the future looks bleak when we hear news like this. Obviously, I'm excited for Aquaman. I'm excited for Shazam. I'm excited for Wonder Woman 2. But the future is looking bleak for the DC Extended Universe. There's even rumors that other, you know, I forget their names, but a lot of people are tweeting about how the DCEU is dead. And I've seen a lot of popular YouTubers talk about how the DC Universe is essentially going to be over, that they should reboot. And I don't think they should reboot. I think they got a solid cast and solid talent behind their previous movies, and they have a way forward. They just need to not make the dumbass decisions that they've been making. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. So guys, this is annoying news right here, but the bigger news that seems to have the internet even, or a lot of YouTubers and fans even more angry, is that this same article from Variety has this statement embedded within it. The studio is not currently moving forward with Batman and Superman movies featuring Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, respectively. It is expected to recast The Dark Knight with a different actor for director Matt Reeves' upcoming Batman solo outing. So this is news that we already knew. We knew Ben Affleck was probably on his way out, even though I am fully supportive of him staying on as the Dark Knight. It was most likely that he was going to be on his way out. And obviously we got the whole crazy drama with Henry Cavill and WB early on this month, or early on last month sometime. With this being embedded in that article, it had people in an uproar again, because it just makes us look at this universe so negatively, that we have two great actors and two great, perfect people for the roles, and they're going to be casted out. Who the hell is making these damn decisions? Give Henry Cavill what he needs to stay on as the Man of Steel. We can't lose both Batman and Superman. What are you thinking, WB? It is a punch in the gut. This hurts. While a lot of people are panicking, and Variety is quite a credible source, I don't think, and a lot of people are panicking because of this specific part of the Variety article. I want to say that this really says nothing new. So everyone panicking and everyone who's in an uproar, this is not really anything new, in my opinion. You know, I know my boy Darren, who does the channel with me here, he thinks this is really terrible, and he thinks it's a for sure thing. But I want to say until WB officially releases a statement saying otherwise, I'm going to take this as nothing new. A lot of people are panicking, and I get it, but think about it. We already knew Ben Affleck was probably on his way out. We all hope that he isn't, or most of us do at least, but he was probably on his way out. So with him getting recast in Matt Reeves' trilogy, at this point, I'm ready to accept it. I just want to know who the new Batman is. It's next man up for me. But as far as Superman did not get his just due. We all know Henry Cavill wants to be the Man of Steel. It's whether WB wants to pay the man for his talent and his work. And I think Superman, or Henry Cavill, he wants another solo movie, and WB may not have that in the plans right now. And that's something we already knew. Henry Cavill has stated it. WB has stated it itself in the statement that it released earlier last month. You know, while they have good relationships with Henry Cavill, they don't have plans for Superman at the moment. And so that's why I'm not panicking as much. It really does. It is annoying to see these articles talk about this again, but I'm not panicking so much at the moment because we do know this is kind of like a public negotiation battle with Henry Cavill. And this is nothing new. This is nothing new. We all knew that they didn't have plans yet. And most likely what I was thinking is that they're waiting until they see how Aquaman does, until they see how Shazam does, Wonder Woman, how those movies do to really decide on what's going to come next. And I think the fans need to keep making noise for that Man of Steel sequel. I think they know we want it. Just WB is such, there's such morons up there, whoever's running it, they're not giving it to us. It's really quite simple, the path forward, and they keep announcing all these movies that no one asked for. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for Birds of Prey, but no one asked for Birds of Prey. We all wanted a Man of Steel 2. We all wanted a Green Lantern. We all wanted a Flash movie. Cyborg, probably not going to get a movie. Shoot, so I don't know what to say. I don't think this is anything new right now. It is annoying to see it causing the web in an uproar again, but you know, hopefully we get some clarification from WB soon, because the ship looks like it's sinking from here. Even though we got these awesome movies ahead of us to look forward to, in Aquaman and Shazam and Wonder Woman. So I don't know what to say, guys. This is annoying. I did want to transition and talk about some Aquaman news really quick. So there were rumors suggesting that WB, given all of its meddling, which is highly believable, had James Wan cut 20 minutes from the final cut of Aquaman. And then luckily, James Wan, being very active on social media, addressed this on Twitter and suggested that this is not true. This is not the case. So we're going to see the movie that James Wan wants to put out, and I'm very happy for that. Now, obviously, he may be putting on a face, just like Zack Snyder had to put on a face when he left the role. The truth came out later on, and I'm hoping that we don't have to find out about any falsehoods like that later on with James Wan. Hopefully, we are getting the movie that James Wan says he's going to give us, or that he envisioned on giving the fans, because everything I've seen so far looks really awesome. I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table with Aquaman. It's kind of strange. Aquaman is going to come out in China before the U.S. So rarely are we in this situation like this where we have to potentially look out for spoilers over here. So good for China, I guess, but I'm wondering why we didn't get an earlier date, especially because December 22 is such a packed weekend with Bumblebee, Alita Battle Angel, that Deadpool rated PG-13 movie, Mary Poppins. Why aren't we moving the date up in the U.S.? I don't know. Warner Brothers, go figure, man. Like, so again, I don't know what is up. I just hope we get a great movie, and I hope it makes the money it deserves to make. If it's a bad movie, I don't think we're gonna get a bad movie from James Wan. But if it is, then you know it's gonna do how it does. But I think it's gonna be great, and I hope it gets the amount of money it deserves, because I'm really excited to see what James Wan displays, what kind of movie James Wan brings to the table for this. So that is some more Aquaman news. And to transition in and off this video, maybe this is a good thing. So I wanted to end this video almost kind of on a lighter tone. Like, we got some new images of Joaquin Phoenix here in a police car, and so it looks like, you know, depending on when this takes place in the movie, this is probably going to be his final look. So if this is the final look, then I'm okay with it. So, you know, obviously this movie and the images coming out of this movie continues to intrigue people. It is only getting positive buzz for the most part. So we are obviously all really excited for this Joker movie. So I want to end on this. Do you guys think the DC universe, the future of DC is in standalone movies? Since these types of movies continue to intrigue people, they are less chained down to being tied in with the whole universe. It gives a lot of creative freedom to the directors. Do you think that's the way forward, or would you like to see WB get their shit straight and make the right decisions and continue with the DC extended universe as we know it? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Please give this video a like if you can, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.